Hello there. Welcome to the live stream. I'm going to do my very best to present some form of enthusiasm as I am in a tremendous amount of physical pain. I'll probably be making all kinds of noises and sitting in weird positions. My back is really screwed up today. I was feeling better yesterday. I went to the chiropractor because I could not sit or stand or lay down without hurting. I went to the chiropractor yesterday, had a lot of relief, got to where it was only a transitional pain from when I went from one position to another that it hurt. And now I'm back being terrible. It's rough. I can breathe though now, but it just hurts really, really bad. But hey, we're here for a live stream with my wonderful friend and the truly unique and wonderful Adam Taula. Adam, welcome.
Oh, hello there. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you sound great. I probably look and sound like an old man, but
you sound really good right now.
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry you're in pain. That's terrible. I have back issues all the time, so I can relate.
So yeah, what happened was at work, it was either Sunday night or Monday night, I had to pick up and use like a 40-pound pipe wrench, and I had to hold it over my head at full arm's reach. And I felt something kind of, tweak a little bit, but I was fine. It just got progressively worse throughout the week. So yesterday I went to the chiropractor, and I thought I was going to be good. I still hurt, but it was a different kind of hurt, and now it's back to being the same kind of hurt. So I think I'm probably going to have to go back, but being a holiday weekend, he's probably not going to be in the office Monday, and I have to work Monday night. So Tuesday will be pleasurable, I'm sure. Hopefully we can get it straightened out. And
I'm so sorry. So right. you have a heating pad? Can you get to a hot tub anywhere?
I don't know.
Just probably. Go find a neighbor and just sit in it.
Just go sit in it. Just make some paranormal patio soup.
Yeah. The
Wonderful. Best kind of soup.
Yeah, that sucks. I have days where that kind of thing happens. Although anytime I've gone to a chiropractor, they make it worse for me.
Yeah.
I've known. Well, for me.
Not typically my personal experience. But this time is the worst, I think, that I've had it in a long time. Last night I tried to sleep. I couldn't. I got up and I sat in the chair and thought, well, maybe I can fall asleep in the chair, and I couldn't. So finally at about 8, I took some sleeping pills and slept for a little while. And I'll probably do the same thing when we finish up here. I'll probably just take some sleeping pills and try to sleep it off.
Well, I hope you get some relief. Do we have an energy healer in the room? Is there someone?
It's going to take more than one, I think. We need an army of.
Do we have a team of energy healers in the room? Anyone?
I think this is just going to kind of fall on, I need a jackhammer inserted into my spine. And
do you have one of those massagers that look like a gun and they are like super hard?
I thought about getting one. I just haven't gotten one.
They're
but
great.
It's not a muscle thing though. Like, this is definitely beyond a muscle pain. I've had lidocaine patch on all day. I've been laying.
Oh, it doesn't help. Yeah.
Nothing. It's not muscle at all. Like, the muscle is fine.
Yeah. I have those. So you've like pinched a nerve or something?
I don't know. I've had problems growing up with like my ribs getting out of alignment a lot. This is not quite the same, but similar. It's just much lower. It'd be like the very bottom of my rib cage, but I don't know. It's sad. I thought, you lose a bunch of weight, your body is supposed to be, thankful and grateful, but turns out it's just mad at me.
I bet you feel a lot better though, normally.
Overall, maybe, I guess.
And just think, it'll help so that it expedites things, hopefully.
Oh God, I can't imagine it being worse.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
just start drinking. Do you have something good?
I still have that bottle of scotch from the last time that we did
Oh
a
yeah.
live stream. It's over there. I might
Well,
have to
start
bust that
drinking
out.
it.
I thought about it, but I don't want to.
Oh, oh, hi,
One of us
Sarah
has to
and
be sane.
Matthew.
Yes, Sarah and Matthew.
Hello.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know it's a holiday weekend. A lot of people are busy. There's probably, unfortunately, not going to be much of a crowd, but as always, we leave these up for everyone to watch at their leisure or leisure, depending on, where you are in the world and how you pronounce words.
I like to say leisure.
And Adam says, see, Utah, the
Well,
Polynesians in Utah love leisure,
only when I'm around fancy people, but then it's
Oh,
leisure normally.
okay.
So this is a
Cool.
fancy crowd in here. So we're going to use that.
The fanciest crowd I've been around all day.
Yeah.
For sure. And just great people. I love these guys a lot. Matthew and I were in a meeting last night at headquarters here at the Beyond the Patio studio, where I was actually feeling pretty good yesterday evening and didn't really have any problems at all. We're working on a new project for the off season of the show with our friend Courtney and our friends Josh and Nathan down in Somerset. We're going to be digging up some Knights of the Golden Circle and Jesse James, the famous outlaw. We're going to get to the bottom of this whole Knights of the Golden Circle deal. We're going to figure it out. That's what we're going to do this summer. So we're looking forward to that.
That sounds great.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Figure it out.
Well, I've got two of the absolute best researchers that I know on board with Matthew and Courtney, and Nathan has dug into a lot of this stuff. I think he's probably gotten most of it from Matthew, and Josh Van Hook has done some extensive research as well. So really looking forward to seeing where that goes. I just watched the premiere of your bloopers volume 2 episode over on the Paranormal Polynesian YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I loved it. I watched it twice because I watched it and then I watched the premiere. And I also watched the first volume too in between. So, man,
I'm a hot mess. What can I say?
You are, and I love it. I'm there for it. Absolutely there for it. You need
and
to
that's
keep
like the only, like the stuff I put on there was the only stuff that was like appropriate to put on YouTube. Like there needs to be like an after dark bloopers where it gets real bad. But there's kids that sometimes watch, so I try and keep it rated PG-13 to rated R.
You can actually upload a video to Patreon, and I'm not sure what kind of restrictions they have as far as content goes, but you can
upload straight to Patreon.
You sure can.
I don't know how to do that. I must just not know how.
You have to do it from a computer, though. You can't do it from your phone, but you can do it.
Oh, I've never tried that.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. See, I learn something new every day.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's why we all stick together, so we can share our secrets with one another. Right.
Or you all just help my sorry ass like figure my life out. That's
a big job. It takes all of us. It takes
a village.
Oh, it does. Oh God, this sucks. I am not even going to be able to pretend that I'm not in pain. That was my goal.
Worry.
So Adam,
yes,
what's new with you in the big U?
Oh, well, I just put my pool up the other day. I've been floating around in that.
I was a little disappointed when you showed up on the stream and you're sitting in your house.
I know. Well, I just got out of the pool. It's going to start pouring here because the weather is never the same for more than 10 minutes. So I was going to do it outside, but no, it looks bad.
Yeah, I think
a twister's coming.
Too. Oh no! Do you have a lot of tornadoes in Utah?
We don't, but when we do, they usually touch down right in the middle of the city and really screw up some shit. So they're very rare, but we do get them.
Yeah.
And I've been in like some really big. Yeah, we had one in Salt Lake. I don't know if you knew this, but it ripped through the whole downtown area and it killed people. This was like in probably the late 90s. And I just remember I was on the freeway when it happened. and the sky turned green, and I just watched down onto the city as everything was just wrecked. It was like a movie, and I don't think we had camera phones back then. No, we didn't. So I didn't have a camera or anything, but I was just like, what is going on? There's tornadoes in Salt Lake City? It was a bad one too. It ruined a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we have them here. I wouldn't say often, but it's not super unusual. They don't usually do a lot of damage or anything. Occasionally, we'll have something come through that will, tear up some stuff, but it's nothing that we are like in constant awe of. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a tornado. Yeah, it happened. But I remember the worst one in the last 10 years or so. The state highway that's about, I don't know, 25 minutes east of me. It runs north and south all the way, like from the Ohio River all the way up to Chicago. This tornado came through and took the roof off of a house off of that road and laid it across the highway. That's pretty rough,
That's
but I don't
crazy.
think anybody was hurt, thankfully.
Oh, that's good. Well, you don't have a lot of people out there, do you? Where it happened?
Not particularly, no.
Sarah says Utah's got some incredible thunderstorms. One of the theories why the basin is so charged. Actually, yes, Sarah. The night that I went the last time in my video, that's so controversial lately. There was thunderstorms happening that whole night. It was just lightning and thunder, and as the sun was setting, and then it just disappeared. It was crazy, and we've been having a lot of that the past few days here too. We get some crazy thunderstorms out here, thunder and lightning. I love it.
I do enjoy a good storm. We had one last night, actually.
Yeah, we did too. It's been thunderstorms the past 2 or 3 nights. It looks like it'll be again tonight. So,
yeah, I think it was sprinkling whenever I came out here this last time, and it wasn't supposed to do anything until Sunday here. Like originally they had said Friday and Saturday, then they pushed it to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday or something, and last night it just opened up, and it was like it started right over my house. Like I looked at the radar and it just started here and then started moving east. And I was right in the middle of the meeting last night with Courtney and Matthew. And the last time that I had Courtney on the show, it was raining, like, and it started really, really raining. And I had to go in when I was editing and add rain sounds. So like the whole thing intentionally sounded like it was in the rain because it was that loud.
Yeah.
And so I blame her because, she carried that with her to the next meeting, but that's fine.
There was a time where whenever I would travel to California to visit my friends, it would start pouring. It would, it doesn't rain a ton in Southern California in the summer, but anytime I would come out, there'd be a huge thunderstorm. And so I can change the weather pretty much is what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure.
My rain. See?
Rain. Yeah, you like fire starter, but
yes.
Storm
I'm
starter.
Drew Barrymore. You guys, I'm Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
And I bring the
weather. I always knew. Whenever I was a young lad and working at the local McDonald's in the drive-through window, we had very primitive satellite internet for the cashless transactions, because this was a long time ago. And anytime
I worked at McDonald's too.
Oh, fun.
Do tell.
Know how much it's fun.
Yeah.
So anytime it would rain, we would lose the ability to accept credit and debit cards. Although debit cards, I don't think were really that popular at the time. But this guy came through and he ordered like $40 worth of food. And I told him at the speaker, I was like, okay, our card machine isn't working right now. So he gets up to the window because our McDonald's until, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, only had one drive-through window. Everything, money in and food out, same window, which like around here was unusual, but it's a fairly old store. Anyway, this is wildly off topic, but he got to the window and started yelling at me because I couldn't take his card. And I told him, I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I told you when you placed your order that we wouldn't be able to. And he said, well, what am I supposed to do? I need to have this food and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I'll hold it for you, keep it warm if you want to run to an ATM or if you need to do something else. And he started yelling at me even more and cussing at me and telling me it was my fault that it rained. And so I also have that power. It's a little known fact, but
You should have just like looked at him and set his car on fire too
that would have
while
been
he was at it.
amazing. That would have, dude, if I had that, I could solve so many of my problems and create so many new ones. It would just be
Oh,
incredible.
I got in so much trouble when I worked at McDonald's. I just, if you can imagine a
I
16-year-old
can.
Adam,
It's hard to
I
imagine.
just, I got in trouble a lot and I got fired from McDonald's because I wanted to sing at the Veterans Day concert that was going to be broadcast on PBS. And this was going to be my first big break on public access television. And so I just didn't go to my shift and then I got fired. So the day I walked out, I grabbed me a 20-pound box of the sausage because back then you couldn't get those sausage patties in the grocery store. It wasn't a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And I ate those for a good 6 months. That was my parting gift. And I'm like, and I'm out, bitches.
Yeah, yeah. I dig it. So, do you have Hardee's out there, or do you have Carl's Jr.?
We used to have Hardee's, yeah.
Okay,
But
so
that
I
was
also
probably
worked at
in the
Hardee's.
90s. They got rid of them all around the turn
Really?
of the century.
We had an old, what was it called, Burger Chef from like the 70s that turned into a Hardee's at some
Mm-hmm.
point. And when I started working there in high school, we had fried chicken and roast beef sandwiches and a bunch of stuff. And had a lot of fun. I met some good people that I'm still friends with to this day from that job.
Oh,
And
awesome.
like, it was the worst place I've probably ever worked, I think. But it was a lot of fun.
Oh,
We had a helium tank for like balloons, and on occasion we would drag it out to the kitchen and take a hit of helium and answer the drive-through speaker on helium. We would swap our name tags around. Like I was Chelsea a lot.
hi, Chelsea.
Yeah. And I work with Chelsea there. I worked with Chelsea at McDonald's, and then I work with Chelsea now, which is really bizarre. It's like that small town syndrome.
That is. And that's,
We just kept running back into each other, and
oh, the same Chelsea?
the same Chelsea at
Oh,
all three
that is
places.
crazy.
Yeah, she was there when I started each of those jobs. So, I mean, where we are now, she was actually working for the security company, but now she actually works for the company I work for.
That's
And
great.
yeah, and it was just weird, that we kept like having the same like career
You're
trajectory out
meant
of
to be in each
nowhere.
other's lives
I
for some
guess we're
reason.
not really close friends or anything like that. We talk every once in a while, but still,
I have same sorts of things like that too in my life that I notice.
yeah,
Just people that are always coming back in, and I'm not quite sure why, but maybe one day I'll know.
maybe. Yeah, our friend Megan, who's a patron for both you and myself,
Hmm.
she just got a big promotion at work with like
Oh, she did,
like an $8 an
Megan.
hour pay raise.
You,
It's life
congratulations
changing.
if you see this.
Yeah. Oh, pretty awesome. She's the
That's,
first woman in the maintenance department ever in our
I love
company.
it.
She's
That's
not really doing
fantastic.
hands-on maintenance, but she's still going to be considered in the maintenance department. So
Well, you tell her congrats for me.
I will. Better
Um,
yet, you should tell her. You should send her a message and say, "Hey, congrats on the new job." You would
Megan,
make
congrats.
her day.
Okay, I'll do that. And where I work at my night job, we have a maintenance person, and she's a woman. Her name's Erin, and she's amazing. She's
Yeah.
the chief engineer of the hotel, and she just owns this place. And she's not screwing around, and I love it.
Nice.
Um, but good for her. Good for everyone. I need a
Yeah.
promotion. Let's see. I'll take a promotion. I don't know what I would get promoted to, but
Hmm.
I want
Hmm.
I want to just get like a job where I'm paid to just test people's food at their restaurants and give reviews. I guess
You
like
could
a food critic,
I don't know that, or like a health inspector maybe, or like one
health
of those.
inspector.
Do
We're
they still
gonna
do
shut you
this?
down.
Do we still do those secret shopper things? Like I know
Yeah.
whenever I worked in fast food, like we would
Hmm.
worry about secret shoppers a lot, but I don't know if that's still a thing. You could do that.
Yeah. We have that at my hotel. Secret shoppers, but I find myself in my old age not giving as much of a shit. So I just I provide the same service to everyone,
Zero.
which is mediocre. No, I'm actually
No, I'm sure you're pretty
I'm actually
charming.
pretty good. I've worked in the hospitality industry for well over a decade. It's kind of like my thing. I've always wanted to own a bed and breakfast. Maybe one day,
Yeah,
if that's
that'd be
still a
cool.
thing.
You know, some paranormal thing, you know, would be awesome. You know,
Yes,
like a
it's all in
haunted
my
bed and
grand
breakfast.
plan.
Is it? You just have to
It
murder
is.
enough people in the same house to make it work?
Mhm. No,
Yeah.
yes, well that too, but no, I've always planned like one day if I make the big bucks ever, I'm gonna do a whole experience that'll circle back to the YouTube channel and everything. It's all in my plan
All in a big grand
of world
scheme.
takeover.
So, what has been some of your recent paranormal things that you've had happen? I haven't really talked to you very much lately.
Gosh,
Been very busy.
I've actually been pretty slow the past month or so,
Really?
just because my job's been so crazy, and because yeah, some of us have jobs still. We're not just rock stars for a living.
And none of us are rock stars for a
I
living, I
know
guarantee that.
it's not a thing, but I do have some really good things coming up. I'm very excited about in the next few weeks. So
Ooh.
I did kind of take the last month off to sort of fix stuff in the backyard, be present in my life. And plus, gas is so damn expensive.
What's your gas out there right now?
It's about $6
Oh,
almost.
shit.
Yeah. And my car, of course, I buy a big gas SUV right as the gas prices skyrocket. And so, yeah, I'm not in the mood to pay $300 to $400 to go to the Clown Motel in gas. And then, uh,
Yeah.
but it's, I'm going to be flying to Boston here in about 10 or 11 days.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
yeah, I'm going to be visiting some real cool spots. Some Lizzie Borden ex murder house. Might be investigating that. Well, I will be. And then I'm trying to get in touch with the owners of the Conjuring house in Rhode Island, the house that inspired The Conjuring. And I will be going there for at least a day tour to bring the channel and show people because I think anyone would. Do you think people would be happy if I just went during the day and just toured it?
I don't
I'm
see
sure
why
it's better
not.
than nothing. But I'm trying to see if they'll let me spend the night because I'm real persuasive. I'm like real persuasive.
I bet, yeah.
I'm like, can you let me in?
Don't use those words or they may not. Like, they'll think you're a vampire.
Yes, yeah. I'm just here to and I'm gonna go to Salem. I'm gonna go visit where the witch trials took place. See the spots where they filmed Hocus Pocus because I love that movie.
Second one's coming out this year.
Second one's coming out, so I'll release that video right when the second one comes out as my big little tie-in. And then I'm going to upstate New York. I'll go to some cool places up there for a week or so. So I've got a bunch of videos coming. I hope to film about 10 different places while I'm there.
I need to know where in upstate New York you're going. For reasons.
Oh, well, I'll be staying in the Hampton Inn in Johnson City, New York, which is the outskirts of Binghamton, which is also the capital of the Twilight Zone. That's where Mr. Rod Serling was born and raised, and where he came up with all the ideas for the Twilight Zone. So it's a creepy town anyway. It reminds me a lot of like the movie It, like the town in Derry, Maine.
Uh-huh.
So I do love it. So there's a lot of cool stuff over there too.
I'm just because of my fascination with Etta Dorpa and the whole story surrounding William Morgan, that all took place. Well, I mean, not all of it took place, but it took place in northern New York. Batavia is where William Morgan is, and I'm looking just to see where did you say you were going?
Well, I'll be staying. Well, I'm going to be in the Finger Lakes area for at least 1 or 2 nights, and that is over by, um, gosh, what is it? I'll pull up my reservations. But the main place I'll be staying is Binghamton, New York. But I know that name because I read that name, and it was a place that I almost was stopping in for some reason.
Okay, so yeah, it'd be a bit of a drive, actually.
Yeah,
That's a
New
shame.
York is so much bigger than I thought it was. It's it's very spread out. And I always thought it was just going to be this tiny little compact place, but no, it's well. How far is it? Oh, and thanks, Matthew and Sarah. Y'all are too nice.
It's I didn't look at the distance, but it's like you're going to be in the southeast and it's in the northwest, so like several hour drive out of the way. I'll go there someday.
If you were out there, I would drive the several hours. I mean, we've never met. Like,
right? No,
it'd be worth it.
Well, yeah, I wasn't asking. I was just gonna have you like film some stuff for me, like.
Oh, gotcha.
But if you were gonna be in the area, but you are not.
No, so. and this, yeah, and that part of the trip is, it's mainly to go see a friend who's not doing well.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like a fun,
right,
experience. But who knows? Maybe I'll be able to get out a little bit because she's also a big paranormal investigator. She's the one that I met when I first started getting into this. So she's obsessed with all this stuff. So maybe she will be up for a drive one day. I'll have to ask.
That would be nice. See. That would be nice. It's always good to get out and not feel so trapped whenever you're not doing well. Yeah. I feel like, it seems to help. They say laughter is the best medicine, but I think just escaping sometimes is.
Yeah, it's good to get. And I, over the past few years of isolating, I'm learning how to get out a little bit more and be around other humans. And so it's been an adjustment. But
yeah. So today is World UFO Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping to have encountered another UFO. I went to the Civil War cemetery / Bigfoot spot / place where I saw a floating ball of light and a UFO. My friend Keith and I went back probably a couple of weeks ago. And I was hoping to see something then. Didn't see much. Didn't hear anything. Had the SB7 hooked up to the spirit portal thing that I built. Caught a few voices from that, but nothing that we could really distinguish. And then I had the audio recorder going the entire time, which we recorded it for 1 hour and 20 minutes. That was when I stopped it and got home and I plugged it in, and there was 1 hour and 20 minute long 0 kilobyte file on my recorder. No data whatsoever, just a timestamp.
Oh, so that's crazy.
If I caught something on that, we'll never know because it has disappeared. I was hoping to have something. It was actually going to be put into the last episode of season 3 for the show, and nothing.
Maybe it was something paranormal. I don't know. I have the same kind of thing happen to me all the time with recordings where I know that I've recorded part of an investigation, and it's always the good parts when something like goes down, and I'll lose it. It'll just not show up. It will not upload. And it's just like, it shows as if it's just like, yeah, same thing. There's just no file information. So I don't, but I'm also terrible with technology. I don't know if you know this.
No, not you.
Yeah, just real bad.
Not Adam. No.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, that hurt, and it was unpleasant. In other ways, it was a burp that,
painful.
Pepsi Zero.
Ooh. Pepsi Zero. Yes.
So, anyway, I thought I was witnessing a UFO about a month ago. I think I was on the roof at work doing some work, and it was probably 1 a.m. or so, I would say. And I was waiting, playing the waiting game, like wait and see what this thing is going to do. And I was just looking at the sky, as I do every time that I'm up on the roof, and I
Yeah.
saw this light moving, and I thought, oh, there's a helicopter coming in for the hospital. But the lights on it were not red and white like the normal. We have it's called Air Evac or something like that, Air Evac Live or whatever the company name is. They usually
Okay.
have red and white flashing like strobes, and this one had green and blue, and I was like, that's unusual. And then it moved really, really fast, and I pulled my phone out and started recording it, and it'd move and stay put, then it would move and stay put, and then it would move and stay put. So I started like trying to like give it mental commands, like, okay, now move that direction or come closer or whatever. And a few times it would, when I would do that, it would actually do what I was saying. And it's probably just a coincidence because I'm pretty sure it was a drone.
A drone, yeah.
But I watched it for a long time, like probably 20 minutes, which is pretty impressive, for the hillbilly drones that we have here where I live.
Who would be
And
doing a drone though at that hour?
right. So then, and this is where it got a little bit weird, was I saw red and blue flashing lights coming from down below, like on the street. And I looked and there was a fire truck, like a couple of roads over at the same time. And this drone was just up there hovering. And I was like, wouldn't it be really weird if somebody set a house on fire and then filmed it with their drone to see like the fire department show up? Because that's something that the people here would do.
That's dark. That just went real dark.
I know. So like I'm watching, trying to see if I see smoke or anything coming from that area. I don't see anything. So it might have just been, like an EMS call, because here you're more likely to be rescued by the fire department than you are by ambulance, unless you need to be transported. Just because of the population, we have a lot more firefighters than we do EMS personnel here. We have
Okay.
one ambulance company, and they have like 6 paramedics, I think, or something like that.
Wow.
So anyway, so like I'm watching that, and the drone, I assume was a drone, slowly just goes down, goes down, goes down, and then it's gone. I never saw anything else again. I did film it, but like I think I posted it on Instagram asking if somebody thought it was a drone or a UFO, but I'm pretty sure it was a drone.
It was a drone. Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Well, what a creeper. It's a weird ass time to be flying your drone out.
Yeah, I thought so too. That's why at first I was like, there's no way this is,
But
a
and there's
drone.
nothing of like significance to be filming, right? I mean, over
No,
there.
not there. So on the other side of town, there is an oil refinery, a really large one.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wonder, like, because we're so ingrained since 9/11 that everything is going to be a terrorist attack, and they're going to blow up anything that will explode. And since then, I've always wondered, like, why would, like, if they wanted to, like, they could just go on Google Maps and like pull up like a literal map of the overview of this refinery, right? They would know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what to do. But it is a no-fly zone, of course, as you would expect. But if you're a terrorist, what are you gonna, you're not following the
Yeah.
rules, So
Yeah, those terrorists aren't known for following the
no,
rules.
not typically.
No.
So, but that's all the way on the other side of town. So like, that would be interesting to see how long you could fly a drone through there before like they shot it down or
Shut it
something,
down. Oh, well, yeah, that is weird. That's very strange.
Yeah.
Maybe it
Other
was
than
just
that, I haven't had much going on.
um yeah, I haven't seen a lot of UFOs lately myself. We definitely see a lot of them out here in Utah. It's very common. I mean, you could, if I wanted to, I could just go up the canyon, I'm sure, and see something. But
Yeah.
you know how I feel about those aliens.
You're a big fan.
No. Yeah, I love them. They're my favorite.
Sure. So there was an interesting interview. Matthew, I think, shared it on Facebook. Otherwise, I would not have known, because I did not even know this was a show. Apparently, Steve-O from Jackass has like a video podcast, and he had
Okay.
Tom DeLonge on as a guest, and they were talking about Tom DeLonge is involved with this To the Stars Academy bullshit, which is like, if you look at the people involved, most of them were like known disinfo agents, like across from the 70s on, and this Hollywood people and stuff like that, and it's like registered as like arts and entertainment or something like that, but he's putting out these UFO like blips of this is this and this is what we know and this is blah blah blah, and I work with the government and they tell me this stuff and I can't tell you who and I can't tell you how or when, blah blah blah. But he was on Steve-O's show and basically said the government knows that these are not beings from other planets, that this is an interdimensional phenomena, and that they're using the aliens from outside of our planet story to make it more digestible for people, like for the masses, because they think it's easier for people to understand and cope with. These are things that are coming from far away to our planet from another planet, and there's less panic, when the reality is that these are interdimensional travelers that can just pop up anytime they want, anywhere they want. So it's an interesting take, and I'm curious to see where it goes, because it's it's something that I've been trying to decipher myself over the last few years. It's part of my whole thing. I don't necessarily think that visitors are coming from other planets. I'm definitely on board with there being intelligent life outside of our planet, and there's barely any here, but but there has to be some somewhere else, and I don't think it's that rare either. I just think it's all far enough away that it doesn't make sense to physically travel. I mean, the level of sophisticated technology, why would you waste it on going to a planet and watching monkeys? You know what I mean? Like, if you had a Learjet, you wouldn't fly it to the Cincinnati Zoo. You would fly it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to.
What's wrong? I would like to see the Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah, but you would just take, just drive there or whatever. Yeah. Like, you're not going to use that. You have the ability to walk through walls, but you're going to take the bus to the mall.
It's to keep yourself humble, no big deal. No, I think that's, I never thought of interdimensional stuff like that until Skinwalker Ranch here. And now, I mean, so I started to think about that maybe about 15 years ago. And I'd never thought of it before. It never crossed my mind. But I definitely can see that.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it with my eyes, as far as I know, from what I could comprehend out there. So, there might be more to that.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
I think eventually we'll figure it out. We won't understand the concepts that are, being applied and how it works, but we'll understand like what it is that's working. Like most people know how to use a computer, but they can't tell you how to build one, or telephone or cell phone. Like, no one can build one, but everybody understands how to use them now. 4-year-olds use tablets and things. So I think we'll know more. We'll have a better understanding, and I definitely don't think our generation will ever be able to fully comprehend what's going on. But I think it's definitely, I think a lot of it's all the same. I think the ghosts and the aliens and the cryptids and the UFOs, I think it's all the same type of thing.
I think I can agree with you. I can see that.
Ghost stuff is a little different because it has personality, right? And as a paranormal investigator, you go to a place where the ghost of this little girl, Susie, from 1847, has been communicating with other investigators over the last 30 years, saying, "My name is Susie. I died in 1847." There's that story that's there. And I think that subconsciously we tap into that specific like characteristic sheet, like a player card. If you're a tabletop role player game, like, this is a character that exists in this space, and then it is powered by some interdimensional energy that makes that character live in a way that we interact with it. And I think that is channeled through our bodies, it's channeled through the atmosphere, it's channeled through geology, you know,
Yeah.
the amount of quartz, the amount of sandstone or limestone, you know, there are all these different plausible theories that
Stone
are,
tape theories.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that are bits
Yeah.
and pieces of this, but I think it all interweaves together. You know, I'm trying to think of a good eloquent way to put that theory together. I'm still working on that. I've been working on it for a while, but
Um, yeah, it's all under the same umbrella of
yeah.
stuff.
Matthew wants to know, do you think the skinwalker is legit, or has it the last decade created an egregore effect from those who believe and are projected onto the area?
Oh, I think, well, I believe in it. I mean, it's part of the culture here with the Native Americans. Is that what you're asking? I mean, it's been around for so long, and
I think he means the ranch itself, like the stories about the ranch. Do you think that it's a legitimate thing,
oh,
or do you think it just comes from people talking about it?
I think a lot of people want to have a story to tell, and they might make up some stuff. A lot of people make up shit when they go out there. It's not like it's not like you just go out there and it just happens. You know, I spent years going out there to get the stories that I've gotten. I mean, it was over the course of, let's see, at least like I think 5 years of going out there and investigating. I know that there's definitely something going on out there, but I think this place is so different than anywhere else. I just don't know. I don't know of a good explanation. I do know that I think that what you put out when you go out there will manifest, and it will affect people differently. People will be, I mean, you'll be standing next to a person and you'll be having two different, completely different experiences. I've seen it happen dozens of times. And it's just, it changes the reality for the person, completely different
Mm-hmm.
for each person individually. It's some weird shit. It's
Yeah.
weird. I don't even know. My head can't wrap around it. Um, but I think it could, there could be a little bit of both going on.
When I spoke with Steven Snyder for the show earlier this year, he alluded to something that I had to really trim because he didn't want to put it out. But he had talked to someone about Skinwalker Ranch specifically, and my takeaway from that conversation was that the government had been using that land as an experiment with different types of technology that could potentially be weaponized,
Mhm.
including using sound, using different infrared technology, a lot of different things. And I think what might have happened is, one, there's some sort of residual effect that's left over, or two, they might have opened something that they could not close, and uh, they just left it, because
Stranger Things.
Bigelow sold it, and we have these TV people there now or whatever. Which I watch the show only because I'm invested at this point, like, and I am genuinely interested in the area, but the show
Mhm.
is so bad.
I can't watch it. I
It's
just
so
can't.
bad.
It's weird because I've already lived it and I don't need to watch it. And it just I just shake my head because they make it so they just make it so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
that's not how it was. You know, back when I used to go out there, nobody knew about the place. I mean, we were sneaking out onto the property, trying not to get shot by the Navy SEAL that was stationed out there. But I remember back in 2008 or so, my friend that owns the land that's adjacent to Skinwalker now, uh, he was talking all about the sort of technology, about the sound that you were mentioning, that they were doing experiments with out there. I mean, we'd been talking about this for years, about specifically with sound technology and different ways that they were using it to control uh, the environment and people.
Mhm.
And I didn't even know that was a thing back then. Um, but we've heard things that I have never heard in any other place. Uh, Sounds like electric guitars like playing in the middle of canyons that would just cause this wave of fear to come over everyone in the area that was hearing it, that and we couldn't control ourselves any longer. I mean, just stuff that you hear about in stories that you don't think is true. But and then yeah, anyone who goes there, it affects you for the rest of your life if you go out there enough and see enough things. And I'll never feel comfortable there. So it's unlike anywhere else. I say that all the time, but yeah, people want to come out there and they want to just, I don't know what they want. They want more TikTok viewers and go have a fun little visit, but it's not like that. There's so much more going on, and I don't recommend it for everyone.
Well, that's the world we live in right now. We're content fueled. So everybody has to have content, and we're both guilty of it too,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to lie and say I'm not. But part of that comes from, especially with Skinwalker, is the popularity now because of the show being on a mainstream network. And now, like Sarah said, every dog or wolf sighting in Utah is now a Skinwalker. And that was not a thing before because it was something we didn't know about. And now, Discovery Channel or whatever it is, History Channel, whatever, they're pounding that into the zeitgeist, it's just Skinwalker Ranch, Skinwalker Ranch, Skinwalker Ranch, Skinwalker. So now it's like,
you go out
culture.
You go out there now, there's gift shops, for Blind Frog Ranch. They have their own gift shop and stuff on the main street in Vernal. There's gift shops for Skinwalker. I mean, it's turned into a circus. I miss those good old days when I miss being able to investigate places. It's a double-edged sword, but
yeah,
what can you do?
I missed my back not hurting.
I know. Mine's actually killing me right now too, but it's because the storm's coming. Because damn,
maybe that's it.
Welcome to your late 30s or mid 30s or whatever.
I'll be 37 next month, man.
I'll be 40.
It's okay. You'll be fine. You don't look a day over 39.
You're just an angel.
I am. Matthew says the land itself is like a dome, so I totally get that things could be amplified, kind of like Somerset. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too, and that is the thing, like with my neighborhood that I moved into, where I've been having a ton of weird sort of poltergeist activity stuff. The sound carries weird in this valley that my house was built in, where you can hear conversations going on in a house 2 houses down in their bedroom when you're sitting in your living room. And that's how Skinwalker Ranch is. The way that the sound, that's exactly right. What
that's
Matthew
weird.
said. That's I remember going to China when I was in a band and I was touring I was in Shanghai, and we went to this little village, and there's this wall that I can't remember what it was called, but you can sit. It's a huge courtyard that's circular. You can have a conversation with someone that's 150 feet on this end and hear them like they're right next to you just by like talking into this wall. And that is kind of how the sound is here where I live and where Skinwalker Ranch is. It's not anything I've ever heard anywhere else in the world, but it happens here. And so there's got to be something to that.
In the good timeline, we have Destination Fabulous instead of all the other Discovery shows. I agree. That's what
you know what? I love you. Do you know why I came up with that name, Destination Fabulous?
Why? Tell us.
So when I was living in California, I was working in LA because those of you who may not know, I'm a singer and I did like the American Idol thing and The Voice. But the people from the Travel Channel approached me to do a new television show, a new travel show. Do you guys know the show like Destination? Why can't I think? What's the show with Truth? Josh Gates?
I think it's Destination Truth.
Yeah, Destination Truth. There was another one called something else. there was another show called Destination something else, but it was at that same time, and they wanted another show that catered to people so they could see like gay men out in the streets going to different places and experiencing things. So they came up with the show called Destination Fabulous, and it was going to feature me, who was a ghost hunter, a guy who was a fitness guru, who was Kirstie Alley's personal trainer, another guy who was a chef, and we would travel around the country in this big RV, and we would experience things, but like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy kind of thing. And the show was never picked up by Travel Channel. They didn't like our they didn't like our pilot that we filmed, and then nothing ever happened. Nothing ever came of it, and this was over 10 years ago. And so I love that name so much. I just kept it, and that's the name of my show because no one else used it.
Do you live in constant fear that they're going to sue you and
they're going to sue
take
me?
everything?
They no. I mean, it's if I had to, I would change it, but I'm not going to.
Matthew says he watched the heck out of it. Yeah,
they wanted it to be pink, of course. And then I remember I got to find some of the promo photos that we shot because I was able to steal some. But I'm like on a Vespa holding the guy in front of me, and I have a feather boa, and he's like dressed like a lumberjack or something. I was drinking a lot back in those days. But it almost happened, and you know what? It would have been amazing. Like I really wish it had happened. And that's kind of my I have so many run-ins with reality TV over, the past almost 20 years. But I've been on so many pilots for shows that have just never been picked up. I'm currently talking to another one right now, and they always come to me and ask me, but then nothing ever comes of it. So I don't know what that's about. I guess I'm just too much for TV.
They can't handle you, man. You are
handle
too much
this
for
shit.
TV. Yeah,
but no, a lot of people are confused about my YouTube channel, but I'm trying to show everyone it's a travel at the end of the day, it's a travel channel that's a little spooky, and we do ghost hunt, we do UFO things, but it's at the end of the day, it's like getting people out to travel around the country and see different places. Because I've always loved the Travel Channel growing up as a kid. I always loved travel. I've been traveling since I was 6 years old. I went and lived in Samoa, across the world, and I've been fascinated with travel my whole life. And I want to go to all the weird places that people don't go visit, so that it can get people to get out there and do some travel. Because I just think it's America's favorite pastime.
Yeah,
and
it is. I don't remember. I think it's the last weekend of July, first weekend of August, sometime. It's just before my birthday. I'm planning on trying to go either to Mammoth Cave or to there's a few like smaller caves in southern Indiana, Blue Spring Cavern, Indiana Caverns. Those where you actually like take a boat ride through the cavern, like a 30 or 40-minute boat ride or something like that. And I don't know, just trying to think of something that's relatively close but feels like a foreign planet, because I just I need an escape. I think I've been kind of trapped here. Like I went down to Somerset back in, Matthew will tell me for sure, like back in April or something like that, for Dan Dutton's Goblin Market at Dandyland, which was, a lot of fun, a lot of good times, a rough Saturday morning, but a lot of good times. And that was the last,
was it that long ago?
I really went. I feel like it had to have been like April.
Wow, it seems like it's gone by. I mean, it seems like it wasn't too long ago, but I guess you would know because you were the one that went.
It's
time for another vacation.
Yeah,
you should just come drive up to New York, and
it's a long drive, man.
How long of a drive is it?
Let me see. I will tell you exactly.
Or just come on over to Boston. Meet me at the Conjuring. Well, meet me in Rhode Island. I'll see you there.
So it's a 13-hour, 7-minute, 894-mile drive
Holy
from.
shit.
Oh wait, that's not right. It corrected my town. Hold on. It won't let me change it. I don't want to fly. I want to drive. It won't let me change it. Why? I don't know. Anyway, it's similar to that. It's not that much further away. Like,
Wow.
so that's a long drive.
That is.
And the gas would eat me alive.
Gosh, I
For
miss
sure.
my. I hate to say this, but I miss my old car because it was the stupidest car, but it was so good on gas.
I mean,
I had a
mine does fine, but still, that's a lot of
yeah,
miles.
yeah. I just miss my old car. I used to be able to drive from here to Vegas without filling up once, and that's 400 miles at least.
Mm-hmm.
Um, now I'm filling up twice on the way,
Rough.
but it's a different time.
On a full tank of gas, on mostly interstate, I will get probably close to 450-mile range on my Ford Escape.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's
So
way better than I get now.
it's pretty good. Like I can't really complain, but still that would be filling up twice each
Is it
way.
a hybrid,
No.
or
No.
you must have a bigger tank then, or something?
I don't remember how many gallons it is. It's big enough that it's expensive to fill, even when gas is half the price that it is right now.
So I love a Ford Escape. So my car is like the equivalent of a Ford Explorer. So it's definitely
Bigger.
more of a
Yeah.
gas hog.
Sure.
But I love a Ford Escape.
Yeah, I've had one. I had an '04 that I bought after my '01 Cavalier finally took a shit. I beat the hell out of that car. So
Mhm.
yeah, then I got the '04 Ford Escape. Loved it. Never had a single issue with it, except that I was making beans and I could not afford the gas even then.
Yeah.
And so I sold it and got. I believe that's when I got my Kia Rio that I drove into the
Oh,
ground and
yeah.
managed to con some used car lot into buying it for $1,500. And
Wow.
it was in the car lot was in Bloomington, Indiana, and it's a very weird drive to get there from here. It feels like you're on roads that you shouldn't be on. Like this is not going to take me anywhere, but then all of a sudden you're in this huge like college town. And there's a section where the speed limit is 70. It's not an interstate, but the speed limit is 70.
It's just
And on my way there, I'm like, I will take $4 for this car because I cannot drive it back. I was like shaking like this going 70. I'm like, there's no way it's taking me home. I won't make it. So yeah, that's when I got rid of it. And
wow. That's great.
I've never looked back. I was like, I'm gonna get
Good for
another
you.
Escape because I liked it, and now I can afford to drive it. So
Well, look at you. Look
and
at you
also,
go.
yeah,
I love that.
Matthew also has a Ford Escape, and
Well, shoot.
I think Matthew's like a year or two older or something. But like, I got in it in Somerset, and it was just almost exactly the same, but it was just a little bit different. Like, just little things were a little bit different places, and I was like, this is bizarre. Like, it's my car, but it's not my car. Like,
Twins.
yeah, it was great. And then we had some fun with the GPS that day because we ran to dollar store to get some markers and cashews or something. I don't remember what I ate.
Markers
And
and
the GPS is like, all right, so there's like $4 or $5 general stores like within 5 miles of Dan Dutton's house for some reason. And like he puts it in the GPS or whatever, and it takes us like on this big loop, and we get to a Dollar General store. We made like 7 turns to get there. So we're done, and we put Dan's house back in the GPS, and we go down the street. We make one right turn, and we're on Dan's road. But on the way there, back to Dan's from that intersection, it wants us to take a left off of Dan's road where we can see his farm and turn down a dead end street, make a U-turn, come out, and then continue on. Like the GPS was feeling the effects of the Kentucky anomaly that day
I mean,
for sure.
must have been.
Yeah, it was
Was
good.
someone using an iPhone by chance to get you there, or was it with the car?
It was with the phone, but I don't remember. I don't know what kind of phone Matthew has.
When
Matthew,
I
any
had an
comment?
iPhone, that bitch Siri would make me like one time I wanted to go to a Costco. It took me to Disneyland. Like I don't there's no Costco at Disneyland. I mean, that would be cool. Um but I'm just like, where the fuck? Like, why am I at the Mickey and Friends parking lot, bitch? Like, I just want to go to Costco and get my free samples for the day. But that Siri always will make you just take the weird ass way everywhere. So I
Yeah.
got rid of her.
Add
Never had
that
a
to
problem
the
since.
add that to the list of reasons
Android.
why I don't support Apple.
They drive me crazy. As a graphic designer, when I went to school for that, that's what we were told we had to
Yeah.
have with the Mac and all
Yeah.
that. And I learned in my brain that it was somehow like better, but it's not.
It's not. It's not
It's
better at
not.
all. If anything,
Um,
it's exactly the same, and I don't
and it's
understand it
like
either.
twice the price.
Yes,
I just got this new phone because you know how we have issues with my texting.
you do. I have no
And
issue with it.
oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah,
But this is just what is this called? It's a
that's what I
Pixel
have.
Pro,
I don't have a
and
Pro,
and
but
it was half the price of my iPhone and half the price of my Samsung, and
yeah,
it takes better photos. It works actually. It actually works usually. The only thing is the keys are a little too small for my fat fingers. That's why I still have a little bit of issues with the typing to you. Because I
yeah,
mean, just it's like mitts
yeah,
of meat.
yeah,
But I do love this phone, and it's
yeah. I
the
love
fact that it
mine.
was $500 versus 1,200.
Yeah,
It just blows my mind.
yeah.
I'm
Apple,
never
man,
paying a lot for a phone again. It's pointless.
Apple. I have a Pixel 5. Before that, I had a Pixel 2 XL. I've
They
had the.
take delightful photos.
They do. They do a really great job. I bought the 5 right before I went down and started all the filming because I used it to film everything
Mhm.
down in Kentucky in March of 21. Yeah, 21.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I've had it since then, and I'll probably use it until it stops working, and then I'll get the newest version. I like them. I had the 2XL before I used it, and just decided like, well, the 5's been out for a little bit. I'll just pick it up before I go, and then I'll have a better camera. So that's the only reason I got it, just for the update, I guess. But there's nothing
I
wrong with
love
it.
that it just connects to my Google, everything, because that's just what I use for everything. And it's
Yeah,
just so much better than the iPhone. Stupid iPhone. When I was filming my channel at the beginning, the first year with the iPhone, I'd have to take the phone, plug it into a Mac, like it wouldn't work on a Windows.
no,
And then I had to upload it to iCloud. Then I had to get it from iCloud. I couldn't just stick the damn phone into the computer and just take the videos off. Like it just didn't work that way, and I will never go back to that shit again.
yeah, it's
Um,
awful.
it was just dumb, but yay for
Um,
yay for phones, technology.
yeah, none of these companies are innocent.
No.
Like Google is not a humanitarian organization by any stretch of the imagination. But
Oh
last I
no.
checked, they don't have suicide nets outside of their factories like Apple does. So
Jeez.
that was the main reason why I dropped Apple a long
I've
time
heard of
ago.
that.
My first computer of my own that I bought was one of the Apple iBooks, the
Mhm.
tangerine orange one from like 98,
Mm. Yeah.
clamshell.
Oh, I always wanted
Um,
one of those. I could
yeah,
never.
but they were a pain in the ass. They were junk. Thing was
Yeah.
always broken, no storage space, even at the time, not very expandable. It was just not good. I ended up selling it like, I don't know, 6 years later or something for like $30. It didn't even work. Somebody just wanted the shell. It's like, yeah, it's just been sitting in this closet for 6 years, so have at it. So
Oh
I
wow.
never bought an iPod. I traded for one once. I ordered a video camera on Amazon. They sent it to the wrong address, sent me another one, and then the person who got it brought it to me. So I had two of them, identical cameras, and Amazon's like, just keep it. I was like, okay,
They
cool.
do that a lot.
They do. They don't give a
I
shit.
have a subwoofer here I'm looking at. They sent me the wrong subwoofer. It was like $300. And they're like, yeah, just keep it. We don't want you to have to pay. So they just give me stuff for free. Thanks, Amazon.
Yeah.
If you're listening, they always
So
are.
my cousin was selling an iPod Touch first generation, and I just asked her, I was like, hey, would you want to trade me for a video camera? And she's like, okay, cool, sure. So then I had an iPod and I used the shit out of it, but I didn't give any money for it. I traded a free camera for it. And then someone stole it. Someone stole it out of my car. Yeah. And my change cup.
When I moved here in the new house last year, I found my iPod. I had like the second generation, like period of like an iPod.
Oh yeah. We're still like an actual hard drive in it.
Yeah, and it still works. Like I somehow found a plug and my songs are still on there, and it brings back so many memories.
Yeah.
But no, I would never buy one of those again or use them. But they're just the dumbest. Apple. Why are you so dumb?
So we've barely even talked about anything paranormal. We've just been hanging out, and I love it, and I hope no one minds.
Yeah, I hope everyone's good. If you have something paranormal, let us know.
Well, Matthew catches things on his flip phone, which I know not to be true because I've seen your phone.
Wow.
It's a smartphone.
I kind of loved when I had my Razor. I remember
one, yeah.
I remember just like, and there was like a special like platinum edition, like me, like I remember like eating ramen. And I'm like, I have to have this new Razor, because that's what you do in your 20s. You're an idiot.
Some of us are still that way.
Yeah. But I do love some of those phones. I really do miss having a phone that you could just barely learn, like you barely were able to text.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like a phone. You pulled your little. I miss that shit sometimes. There's too much. There's too much on this phone that we don't need nowadays. I just want a phone sometimes.
Yeah, we are the nostalgia generation because technology changed so much in our formative years.
Yeah.
Like we miss going to the video store and renting VHS tapes. And
I miss that so much. And we're the last generation
the only generation.
We're the
that
only
became a thing when we were kids, and it ended, before we were adults, really. And so it's weird. We have that. That's our thing, like technology.
That is. I remember being a senior in high school, and we finally had a class where they taught us how to use the internet. And I remember thinking, like, what the hell's email? Like, who's gonna email? What's the point? Can someone tell me the point of email? I remember asking my teacher that. I could not wrap my head around it. And look at us now.
Sitting here talking via webcams. And
I mean, I can turn my toilet on with my phone and heat it up, or I can, like, what the hell? Of course,
you have a heated toilet seat.
It's a bidet, if you want to.
So bougie.
What? No, I just listen. I like a nightlight in the toilet. Okay, I like the seat to be hot if it's winter. I'm saving the environment with toilet paper in that bathroom.
Okay, I'll give you that part. You're just using all the water.
You're welcome, environment.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for giving me another tablespoon and a half of water to rinse my butthole. And never mind the constant droughts all over the desert. Listen, I need more water for my poo hole.
I do not use culinary water here on the property. We use irrigation, which is cool because you can't do that anywhere really in this state or this valley anymore. But we built a house where we were able to get into that at least. So I feel a little bit better that I'm not wasting. Well, yeah, we're in a drought. Probably shouldn't have a pool, but I don't have a yard in the back to water anything. It's just dirt. So I'm technically saving water. So again, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Sarah says, I am having to learn how to research online in my 30s because my school refused to teach us because they didn't think the internet would be a viable place to. Yeah, I remember the card catalogs. I loved it. I loved searching for things through those. Damn it, Jason Heekling. I'm on the line here. I could possibly get Giardia. Do you know? That's dangerous. I'm risking my life every time I turn that on.
But you're not using toilet paper.
I mean, I am in the other 2 bathrooms, but that's...
You use all 3 bathrooms?
Of course. Is
there a rotation schedule here?
Yeah. Between my husband and I, we just, we have our favorites. I don't... Mine, of course, is in the bedroom. It's a lot closer. I don't like me some days. I can see why people don't like me either some days. But you know what?
I'm starting to see why you haven't been on any of these TV shows, because you sent them your list of demands, and you're like,
I did.
I need to have a rainwater,
I need
toilet.
Aquafina mist, like a misting spray, but Aquafina. So like the shitty water. But no, did I tell you that I had an audition for? Oh, I told you I had an audition for that show. That's being Kristen Stewart. The girl from Twilight.
Yes. Where's that? Where's that at?
What's that?
Where's that at? Where are we at with that?
Oh, I mean, they just emailed me back and said they want to set up a Skype interview. So
cool.
I'll let you know how it goes. I always get interviewed by these people, and then it's like silence.
I keep bringing you back.
Well, you're a glutton for punishment, Jason.
That's fair.
It's because you're cool. That's
right.
You're welcome. You're
welcome. But talk about the show. This Kristen Stewart show is weird to me.
It is. It's an LGBTQIA plus show, the ghost hunting show, where they're getting that guy. What is his name? That little blonde, like twink type boy that is a psychic, and he like does readings for people in Hollywood.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but
his name Tyler Henry, something. So he's gonna be in the show. I'm assuming Chip Coffee has something to do with it.
Oh, I love everything.
Chip. I do too. I do like Chip. And it's gonna be, I think they want to interview me because of the autism thing, because it's a thing. Like, I have a theory that because I am, that I've been able to have all these experiences that a lot of people don't, because I'm seeing something on a different frequency than other people. I don't know. But I think they're interested in that aspect, because it sure wasn't for like, my looks or my headshot.
Bullshit.
I don't know. But
what did I call you the other day? Samoan Elvis?
Well, that's just because I have hair that's close to God.
Your hair is just fantastic.
It used to be down to here. I get real sad about it. Maybe can we scoot it forward? Because they can lift your face up, right? When you get old.
Just pull your face down.
Can y'all just pull my hair down? So I can have my hairline that I did in high school?
Yeah, I still have mine somehow, like I've been waiting. I don't think it's true.
You have very good hair.
Thank you. Growing up, I always heard that you get the same hair as your maternal grandfather. And I don't know that, like, if there's anything to that. But my maternal grandfather has been bald with a white horseshoe my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he had really dark hair when he was younger, and then like around 30 or so, it just went white, and then it started falling out. So I've been waiting. Like, I feel like I'm on borrowed time.
I think you're going to be okay. I mean, doesn't it start to manifest way before then? Like, don't people start losing their hair in their like late 20s, early 30s when they lose it?
I don't know. It hasn't happened yet.
My grandfather was like Donald Trump, comb over, like just like it grew here, and he just like was bald, pulled it over. My grandpa looked like Andy Griffith.
Fantastic.
Just like him. It's crazy. and I loved him so much. But no, he was bald, so I hope to God that I'm not going down that path. My brother's bald almost, but I'm getting nervous. But I am 40 now, so I guess it would have happened. I mean, doesn't it usually happen by now if you're gonna lose it?
I don't know. At least you're Samoan. Like you could easily just go bald and like no one would ever bat an eye. Like
Oh, I think they would. I tell you about during the pandemic how I kind of just like lost my shit one day and shaved my head.
you pulled a Britney.
It did. I pulled a Britney 2007, 2006. And I did. I shaved my head. It was not good. It
No,
was not good. No.
by your standards or by the standards of society in general.
Well, I looked like I was like a hoodlum that was going to mug people.
Well, yeah, that's what works, man.
People are always scared of me until I open my mouth and they're like, "Oh, he's fine." Because I just have the face. I was just telling my friend in LA who called me earlier today. I got my passport in the mail for the cruise I was supposed to go on in a week, which I'm not anymore. That passport, I am not getting back into the country. Like, if people look at it, I look like a terrorist. I don't know what else to like. I look like a murderer terrorist. The day that we took the picture, we didn't know we were going. I thought we were going to Walmart. And so I was just wearing like Walmart clothes and my Walmart hair. And so like my passport, like my hair's like this. And I'm just like, and I had a mustache. So I look like a Chinese man. It was just like, and that's my passport now for 10 years. Like I'm pissed. So fuck. What can I do? And the new passports look like I'm going to the Soviet Union. I don't know, they're weird.
Oh my
So,
God, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too, because I have to look at that now till I'm 50. Can you believe? Ugh.
Oh, I'll tell you what, man. If my back is any indication of what getting older is going to be like, I may opt out before 50.
You and me both.
I don't know that I can. Hopefully, I can get this worked out, man. The laughiness helps.
Yeah, I've always been friends with people that are older than me. My best friend that I'm going to visit, she's in her late 60s. But when we first met 20 years ago, we were both having the same issues with our backs going out, and we'd both have to be on the floor helping each other. I'm 27 years old, and I'm like, we're having the same issues as someone who's like almost 60. So I'm screwed, is what I'm saying. I get up and you can hear it. Like my husband laughs at me all the time. He's like, are you snapping sticks over there? Because it just sounds like twigs snapping whenever I get up off the couch. It's like I'm literally disintegrating. Like I'm falling into pieces. Ugh, it's bad. I'm screwed.
Yeah. I have gotten a lot better with that since like so much of the weight has come off. Like it used to be I could hear like every time I bent my knee at all. I could just hear the creak like an old floorboard. Now I don't notice it at all.
Oh, good. I have that to look forward to.
But I have definitely been injured more, skinnier. I don't know why. Like
it's because you're so fragile.
I think it's because, well, I think it's that because I'm old, but it's also because I've been more active. And just being more active, putting myself in a situation where I can tear something up more often has definitely, played a part in it, I think, for sure, because, especially like with my job, like I'm constantly like climbing stairs to the roof, which is like, it's like a 2.5 stories of stairs. Twice last week, I had to climb a silo that is, I think it's 800 feet or something like that, with climbing a ladder up and down twice. Like it's like a 5-minute climb. So I couldn't have even done that
in
before.
The army every day.
Sometimes it feels like it. Sometimes it feels like it, but at the same time, like it makes me feel good that I can do it, and and not want to die when I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, like it's made a huge impact
I
for
think that's
sure.
excellent. Wait, have you shared how much you've lost, or is that a
Uh,
secret?
well, it's not really a secret, but I haven't checked. Last time I checked, that was like right around 90 pounds.
That's awesome.
I've definitely lost inches. You know, like my clothes are all way too big. And
Yeah.
I think I told you I went and bought shorts a few weeks ago, and they were 3 sizes smaller than the shorts I
That's
was wearing. So I'm wearing a
I
pair
mean,
right
how
now.
good does that feel? I remember when I first
Crazy.
did it, it was just like I was like a giddy schoolgirl just
Yeah.
giggling. I was like, "Hee." Oh, and I'm on my way back to I miss my like I bought the cutest jeans when I lost all the weight pre-pandemic. I'm making my way back to them. Just you wait. Oh, I'm not ashamed of how much I weigh because I weigh a lot. I know I'm big, but I've officially got under 300 yesterday
Congrats,
or the
buddy.
day before, and it's a big deal because I've been trying. You know, I've been talking to you about it, even though
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
one that told you about keto.
Yeah,
I'm just
you
like,
told me
how do
to
you
do
do it
it.
again?
You inspired me, you
But
know,
it's been
like
rough. But yeah, I'm back on the wagon. I've been on it for almost 3 weeks, and I've lost like 15 pounds.
it's crazy how much it
Um,
falls off at the beginning.
mhm.
It's
And so
absolutely insane.
for me, I don't ever want to be skinny. I just want to be able to move around without
Yeah.
sounding like, cellophane, just like in a movie theater. I don't even know.
No, that's how I am too. Like I have
Um,
no desire. I haven't been skinny since before puberty. Like
yeah.
I was a tall, scrawny kid. And then like I was 8 or 9 and I had my first like serious growth spurt. Like I started growing outwards and it didn't stop, you know. And then once I got out of like school sports and things, going into high school and becoming the angsty, like fuck the world type of teenager that I was, and I didn't
Did
participate
you
in
part your
anything,
hair
I
on the
really
side
got
like
big.
this? Did it go
No,
like,
I don't think I
oh,
ever did that.
too
But
bad.
in grade school, I was quite the model for the side spike, where it was just like a side mohawk kind of thing going on. Like I would
Oh,
just spike like one side of my hair, like
okay.
it was stupid. I also
I did
French rolled
soccer
my
seagulls
jeans,
a lot.
so
Yeah.
ugh.
I I look back at my photos in high school. I'm surprised I didn't get beat up, but I always parted my hair down the middle and I did like the little, Jonathan Taylor Thomas
Very
90s
90s.
surfer boy.
Yeah, very
And
90s.
I didn't get rid of that till I was probably 19. I'm so glad I did. It was not good.
Hmm.
It was not working.
I'm going to pull up my 5th grade yearbook photo.
You got so dark. What happened?
It's just the screen. Don't worry about it. I'll be back in just 1 second.
Okay,
You'll
you
see
come
me
back.
again. I'm still here, but the 5th grade yearbook photo was a hot button topic for my friends and I for a little while, and I've shared it before. I don't know if I've shared it with on a live stream or anything,
Well,
but
if you're going to look for
uh,
an old photo of you, I'm looking for one too. We'll do it together. This is going to be fun.
there you
Oh,
go.
whoa. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
You're like the
Look at
talk of
that.
the pizza food court, like of the food court at the mall with that backdrop. I love it. That's so
That's so
cute.
stereotypical. I'm wearing a No Fear t-shirt. This is like
I love it.
1994. The giant tooth gap and the round frame glasses and
I think it's
just
fabulous.
living his best life. Little Jason had no idea what he had in front of him. You know.
How can you not love that face? What is that?
I bust it out for holidays every once in a while. I'll like add like a happy Easter to it or whatever and make it my profile picture for a couple of days. Yeah, it's terrible. It's absolutely horrifying.
Well, excuse me, I don't know what I was doing, but we'll just forget that. Oh God. Oh, I bought this couch I'm sitting on. It is the most uncomfortable piece of crap ever that I bought on Amazon. It needs to go in my recording studio and be burned. That's a boy that got his pan pizza from the Pizza Hut book at oh yeah.
He definitely did. I was a big reader. I've
I
always been a
did
big reader.
too. I was a huge reader back in the day.
We had a summer reading program with our local library, and I don't remember what year. It would have been like 94, probably. Around the time of that picture, I actually had set the record for the most books read in the summer reading program. It was like 246 or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't read that much, but that's pretty amazing.
I kind of burned myself out after that summer.
I used
I
to
never quite reached that height.
love when they would bring the book. What is it? When they would bring what did they call it? When they'd bring all the books for sale? Is it a book
Book
sale?
fair is what
Book
we call
fair,
them.
yes. I love
Scholastic.
that.
They still do that. My kids are in school, and my oldest is in the I don't know what it really is. I was in it too whenever I was in school. It's called Beta Club, where they just do like fundraisers and then they take a trip, but like I don't know why it's called that or why it's a thing. But anyway, they're in charge of running the book fair. So he gets to be a cashier like 3 times a year at the book fair, and he always gets excited.
I love it. Kids should read more.
They should.
The lost art form.
Books are becoming a lost art form, unfortunately. I don't know how many more years of actual paper books we're going to have.
Well, wherever they may be in the world, I can guarantee you that there'll always be a library of books in this house between my husband and he loves a book, but
loves a book.
He's also much smarter than I am.
Oh, now.
Well, he is a doctor, so he does read a lot.
Well, you make a valid point there. No arguing.
What?
You make a valid point. He's a doctor, so.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he did have to read a few books to get through school.
They probably weren't coloring books either. Sure,
Yeah, I mean, you could go to school for coloring books, couldn't you?
I mean, suppose if you wanted to be like an art teacher or something, perhaps, but you wouldn't necessarily need a doctorate.
My art teacher used to slap my hands in class because she's like, "You're doing it all wrong." That's the kind of art teachers we need.
Man, my art teacher was terrific. He was just like he would every month he would teach us a new concept, right? And he would just give us the freedom to do with it whatever we want. Like if it was light and shadow, or if it was color choice, or whatever it was, we would do like a class exercise, and then we would work on our own project, and we had a month or whatever, and we turned in, we'd get it graded, and we'd do something else. And
I love that.
It was terrific. He was a great art teacher. He's still around. I see him every once in a while. He always still says hi to me and speaks. And
that's cool.
Yeah, we almost lost him a few years ago. He had a heart attack, and it was actually when I was in high school. He had a heart attack and almost died, but he's still kicking.
Well, good for him. I loved my art teacher in college when I went to school in Fullerton. He every day when we come to class, he would bring a potluck of food, and because he would just be like smoking pot out in the parking lot, and then he'd come back in, and he'd put on his like Zen music, and he would just like anything we did, he'd be like, "Oh my God, I love it." He's like, "That looks so good." Like, you, Adam, wow. And one time in class, I got one of my favorite paintings. I had a little rumbling going down in my tummy. Okay. So I grabbed my bag because I have everything in my Mary Poppins bag. So I thought I was grabbing some Imodium, right? So I'm like, oh, I need 2 of them. Because, I have a pill bottle that just has all my medications for my life in one bottle. Because that's how I roll. And so I grabbed 2 Ambiens on accident. And so I was high as a kite on Ambien in painting class. And that's when I painted this like painting of this haunted building in Helper, Utah. And he was just like, "Wow, you must be really feeling it." All I know is I left the class and wandered across this busy street on my own and ended up in a Subway trying to get cookies. But they weren't open yet because it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. That was a fun day. I love our
best adventures, man.
I mean, brought on by stupidity, yes.
Who cares?
I don't know if I should be admitting that, but that was a fun day. That was a fun day.
So when you're on Ambien, you want Subway cookies, and when you're on shrooms, you try to drown yourself in a kiddie pool.
Oh, did I tell you that
Oh yeah,
story? But
yeah,
I
you
didn't
did.
know I was on them. Someone gave me a piece of cake and didn't tell a bitch. So that's different. um one time we went to Yellowstone and I took the Ambiens and I walked out of our hotel and walked maybe 4 or 5 blocks to a McDonald's and just walked through the drive-through and proceeded to just get food, and I got food somehow. They gave it to me as I just walked up to the window, and I had my money and everything. I don't remember any of it. I wasn't wearing any shoes, but I got my cheeseburger. I got my McDoubles because that's
Wow,
the thing. So no, I don't take that anymore.
that's
It's not.
crazy.
It's not. I'm not allowed to have
Yeah,
that.
I don't blame anyone for making that decision. You know, you've told me some
Yeah, we
more
used
stuff
to
that we
play a
don't
game
need to talk about, but
on Facebook. We'd play a game. It would be called "What did Adam buy on Ambien today?" So like there would be a package on the door. So I would take a picture because I wouldn't know, and we would all guess as friends what I had purchased. And like one time, a bed came to like there was just a bed sitting at the front door, like headboard, bed, mattress, beautiful. It's in our guest room. Still own it. I didn't remember buying it. I once bought a cruise to Mexico in my sleep on Ambien, and
wow,
my husband was pissed.
I would
But
be
we went on
too.
the cruise. It was great,
Was it a good
but
time?
it was a good time. A lot of alcohol. Uh,
Wow.
so yes, I do have some stories.
Yeah, you
I'm
certainly do.
not proud of them,
Yeah,
but
well, you know, makes for entertainment knowing that you came out of it okay and that, you know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have anything good like that, man. Like I don't know. I
Your
don't take a
story
lot of
and
medication.
when you went to sing in and you saw the we're gonna go see the Lion King. That was a good one.
When I went to sing
To
and go see the Lion King.
You were gonna go see the Lion King, right?
Oh, when I went to Toronto.
When you went to Toronto.
What specifically about that was a good story?
It was just a good story. You were telling me that it was your first big adventure out on the
Oh
town,
yeah, yeah.
and I thought you got in trouble or something.
I didn't get in trouble, but a couple of guys shoplifted from a theme park and almost got like deported.
Oh, well, yeah, because Canada
Yeah,
deported.
yeah. It was
Oh yeah,
crazy.
that's right. That was what I thought. I don't know. For some reason, I thought you were an accessory in that
No,
story.
I just they had to apologize to everybody like at the hotel the next
That's
morning.
so Canadian. They're like, you have to apologize, eh?
I don't know if that was the Canadians or if that was my band director.
Oh,
Uh, but yeah, we went to Canada's Wonderland in Toronto, which was it's like Kings Island, the Paramount
mhm.
Park. Well, it's not Kings Island's not Paramount owned anymore, but um, yeah, we played like we marched with the marching band through the park for the opening ceremonies for the day, and then we just got turned loose in there for like eight
Oh, nice.
hours. And yeah, those two guys. The story was that they were waiting in line in the gift shop, and they kept waiting and waiting, and then like the woman at the cash register was helping somebody else, so they just took their stuff and walked out. Well, they caught them immediately, and so like it's at the time where we're supposed to meet up to leave to get back on the bus, and yeah, we like they're in handcuffs and they're sitting like outside on the floor, and the band director's there trying to like stop the police from locking these kids up, and it was insane. It was pretty crazy.
Well,
And
if we ever get stuck in Canada, we'll call Sarah to help us.
yeah, Sarah
Okay.
and AJ are gonna have to help us.
Well, I've been talking about moving to British Columbia, so we might just be neighbors. If
Oh, they'd love that. I think they're trying to move back down here.
yeah.
You guys could just swap houses.
Yeah, can we just do a
Problem
house swap?
solved.
You can have this one. It's new, but it's haunted. So just come on down. No, I was actually trying to go meet them this month as well. And it almost was going to happen, but so many crazy things have happened this past month.
Yeah.
But no, There was a minute when I was going to head over to Seattle for like a week and then take the ferry over to see them. But it wasn't in the cards, unfortunately.
Do you have to have a passport to take the ferry too? I
I'm pretty
assume.
sure you have to have a passport. Yeah.
So whenever I went to Toronto at the time, this was pre 9/11. We had 2 charter buses full of students and the band director and what other chaperones we had. None of us had to have a passport. We had to have a copy of our birth certificate only if they asked, and it was only for getting back into America, not to leave. And they never asked for anything. They just let us in,
Maybe
let
it's
us
because
out.
you were minors or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know that like when I go on a cruise, if I cruise to Canada, because I've been on a cruise to Canada, as long as I have my birth certificate and my ID, I don't have to have a passport. Same with like if I'm cruising to Mexico or anywhere, as long as you depart from the US and go back into the US, you don't have to have a passport. But like things like taking the boat over with your car and stuff, I mean, you'll have to have your passport.
Sure.
But and I'm so glad we spent like $400 to expedite those passports so that I could get to either Canada or the Bahamas.
And now you're going to New York.
Now I'm just going to New York. I don't need the passport, and I certainly don't want it now that I've seen the photo. I wish I had just waited.
It's wonderful.
Ugh.
Oh, here's the answer. This is what we've all been waiting for. Until 2007, you only needed an ID, and minors didn't need ID if accompanied with parent. Yeah, this was in 2001 or 2000. Yeah. So didn't need anything.
When did you graduate? What year?
My camera went off. 03.
Wow, that's so weird. That's like the year my brothers did.
Oh, I'm back.
I was already well on my way to becoming a mess. I was an adult. I was living on my own in the big city, working at Mervin's and the Gap. Mervin's.
What's Mervin's?
Mervin's?
Yeah.
You've never heard of Mervin's?
No, dude. We live in the corn.
It's a West Coast thing. It's just like Macy's or
it's like a big department store,
like a Dillard's or a Nordstrom.
Okay.
But for like poor people, Mervin's. It's like the Walmart of the mall.
Yeah,
Sears.
we don't have
like
those
a Sears.
Here. We do have Sears. Well, not anymore. They're all gone, I think.
It's like Sears, but like a little classier than Sears. I also worked at Sears. I've had so many jobs. My God.
What about Elder Beerman? Are you familiar with Elder Beerman? So we had an Elder Beerman. I wonder if it's the same thing.
Maybe. Yeah, but Mervin's, they all filed for bankruptcy. They all went away, during the recession in 08, I think.
I'm pretty sure that's when we lost Elder Beerman.
Mm-hmm. I used to love that store. And I loved working. I worked in the home department of Mervin's. They had the best like stuff for your house and like curtains and comforter sets, and I was big on that stuff. But yeah, it's all gone. They tore that whole mall down.
Really?
Yeah, and they're about to tear the mall down here by my house. I'm starting to get sad because all the malls are going away, and maybe I'll start recording those before they're gone and put those on the channel because there's a big following of like dead malls.
Yeah.
There's this guy I watch. His name is Sal, and he's just great. He just goes to malls that are about to close and films them, and he makes a living on YouTube doing that.
Wow.
So
that'd be fun.
He just goes and urban explores abandoned or closing malls.
It's crazy how much of like society would love to have like a full mall, but then you go to a mall and it's just all like there's like 5 stores open, and there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
It's all abandoned.
Well, here where I live, we've got the mall by the house here, and the thing is that mall was only built in the late 90s, which is just kind of sad. It didn't get a long run. It's a beautiful mall with views of the mountains, but there's only maybe 5 or 6 stores open, and JCPenney's is the last. It's just barely hanging on for dear life, and it's gonna go any day. And they're gonna bulldoze that place and turn it into houses, I'm sure. But Then you've got a mall that's down this, 5 minutes down the road, and they're packed. They've got every single store. They're at 100% occupancy, and people they just love it. They kind of took all the stores from this mall and put them over to this other one, which is kind of more central in the valley.
Sure.
But I can't even get a parking spot in that shithole. And I just don't go there, especially because like the stores at malls, half the time I can't even afford it. I mean, I don't want to go to I don't shop at Nordstrom, first of all. That's not my store. Their prices are crazy. And also because I'm fat and they don't have clothes for me anywhere at these shops. So then I just go to Amazon, and then it's just this vicious cycle. And so here we are.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have no malls.
Well, someday they'll come back and it'll be a new wave of retro nostalgia that we
but that is like my childhood. I love them all. I grew up being a singer and stuff in choir and in high school and junior high. We would perform at Christmas. I mean, when I think of Christmas, I think of the mall. Yeah. And I will always put those two together. And it's just sad that it's going to be gone soon.
One good thing that I have seen come out of the fall of malls is there's so many more independent like shops and stores and boutique things that have opened up around here. Yeah. And because of that, and also to fulfill a bit of that nostalgia, like retro, like toy and video game stores are huge right now.
Yeah.
One of my longest friend, we've been friends since we were 4 years old. He opened up a vintage toy store in the town that we grew up in, and like going over there and just looking and buying. And I'm not really a toy collector per se, but I do have my Godzilla figures over here on my shelf, and I
do believe you bequeathed them to me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
because I died. And I bought a King Kong vintage Imperial King Kong that looks just an upright gorilla toy, really, that they just called King Kong. But it's perfect, for the collection. So.
Oh, I like that.
What's happening?
It's the apocalypse. Speaking of, Matthew says he's going to live in the mall when the apocalypse happens.
Oh yeah,
you got to shoot for the head.
It worked out for those people.
Yeah. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. Did you see the story about like a guy was exploring some abandoned mall, and they just opened up a wall, and there's a completely intact Burger King from the 80s that's just sitting there.
Wow.
Like with all the plants and everything. It's just like a time capsule. I love that kind of stuff. I would love to see that.
That is awesome. That would be incredible. Yeah.
Double tap.
Well, Adam, I believe it's time for me to go find that heating pad and take some more ibuprofen and perhaps some scotch. And
please do take care of yourself.
Like, I need to rest this bad boy. I've had a lot of fun though, just hanging out and with no plan whatsoever, just catching up and talking and just letting people listen to our conversation. Because really that's basically been all this has been, is just us just having a normal conversation. And
it's nice to talk to you.
No, it is.
We don't get to chat very often, but
not
it's
anymore.
Nice when we do.
We've both been so busy.
Yeah, and I hope that you get feeling better. If you fall and can't get up, use that cell phone, keep it near you, and I'll send a helicopter or a drone over to video it.
I'm gonna take my life alert necklace off the charger whenever I get back in the house.
I would love one of those, honestly.
I don't even know how they work. What are we even doing here?
You just press it and they bring you a Subway sandwich and some cookies. So
shit.
Yeah.
I do need one. No, for real though. This has been a lot of fun. I wish I was in a better physical space at the moment to have really shared the enthusiasm that I'm feeling on the inside. I know that I probably seem uninterested and it's not the case at all. I'm absolutely loving the conversation.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, dude, I love having you on anything that I have to do with anything in my life. You make everything better. just by being a
I'm
part
gonna
of
draw
it.
you another picture and mail it to you.
Oh
You better
shit,
stop it.
dude! Whenever I open that up on a live stream, like no kidding, like I almost cried. Like
No.
I had a tear in my eyes. Like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh well, that's.
Matthew
I
and
mean, it
Sarah over
wasn't
there,
that
they
great,
remember.
but
Oh, it was, dude. It really was.
well,
Love it.
maybe I'll have some edibles and get at it again next time for you.
Oh, speaking of which, I am like 1 more week, and that's it. That's all I'm waiting for addresses for hot sauce stuff to
Oh
send out.
yeah.
Because I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and so far it's just been that initial group of people that send me their addresses. So if by some chance you're watching this right now, not live, and you still need to send me your mailing address, send that bad boy to me, because after that I'm just going to sell the rest of them, and I'm not going to keep them to give away. So
Oh
I do have several left over that no one has claimed yet. So
well, I
still
love
have
a
to mail
hot
those
sauce.
out. You'll be getting one, sir.
I'm excited. I can't
I'm
wait. I'll
excited.
do a whole like video on it too when I get it, and I'll
Oh,
make
that'd
a
be awesome.
recipe. We'll put it on the Ghostly Gourmet on the channel. How's that?
It's a little spicy, just so you know.
I can handle it.
Okay.
I can handle
letting
the
you know.
heat.
Matthew is keeping his for bear mace for when he goes out into
Oh, is it that
the
hot?
wilderness.
Okay.
It's
Well,
I mean, I eat it, but I like like a turkey burger, I put 5 drops on it and I'm good.
just 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I'm excited.
it'll
I
light
can't
me up.
wait.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
cannot
hot.
wait.
But it tastes really great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
You'll
I can't
definitely
wait to
be
see.
getting one. I've got one with your name on it just sitting there. It's just a matter of like I want to send them all at once just
Yeah.
for ease of doing it. I don't want to go to the post office. It's so hard for me to go to the post office here anyway.
Mhm.
Our post office is open from 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. It's not even a joke.
I want those hours.
No kidding. And
I
like
would
half
love
the
it.
time she's not even in there then. Like I don't even know where she's at. She's just
Probably
wandering around.
working her real job because she can't be
Probably.
making any
I
money
went in
on
there
that.
one time and there was this kid in there getting his hair cut. I walked in. There's this
Like we're
kid. He
doing
has his shirt
vaccine
off.
haircuts, and we're also selling cookies.
Yeah, he has
from
his shirt
Subway.
off. He's sitting on the
No.
table where like you fill out papers and stuff, and she's cutting his hair with like some clippers. Just bzz, bzz, bzz.
Of course that
And I'm
happens where you live.
I'm here to pick up a package.
I love it. You need to record this shit if you see it again.
Oh man, it was wild. Like I was early on from moving here too, and I was just like, this is what I'm gonna have to fucking deal with every time
Twilight Zone.
that sucks. Anyway,
I love it. Okay, well,
all right.
go get some rest.
Yes, sir. With
Thanks
honors.
for having me. Bye, everyone.
Absolutely. Bye, everybody. Happy
was a
4th of
delight.
July weekend. Try to find
Yeah.
something that you can celebrate your independence with because the government doesn't want you to have any.
Exactly.
And right now is a terrible, terrible fucking time to be an American.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for a lot of people right now. And I wish I could do more to help. On that note, however, Illinois will still be operating unchanged. And,
oh, good. Oh, yeah, I did see that. That is right. I saw that. I think that's great. Here in Utah, though, you're going to have to drive to Vegas.
Oh,
Sorry.
sure. Yeah. If anybody that you know is near here that needs services no longer rendered in their state, I'd be happy to help out in any way I can. So, yeah, send me a message or whatever, and we can go camping. And
oh yeah, I'll take anyone camping here that needs to go too. If you're on the
absolutely.
West Coast, we'll take a drive to California. We'll go see the Winchester Mystery House. It'll be a 2-for-1 special.
Hell yeah.
Just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
All right, guys. Take care. Love you. Goodbye.
Bye.